What's up, my archfiends of chaos? Welcome to the news. The real news channel. Well, actually, it's really not a real news channel at all. It's just some guy vlogging about topics happening within the Final Fantasy community. So, I want to actually get to talking about some new stuff coming out. Now, there is no articles, so this is again speculation. Square Enix could change their mind. Things might not happen the way they are. So but there is circulating rumors. By the way, I'm drinking a margarita. But there is rumors speculating that Final Fantasy VIII and the PC port and Final Fantasy Tactics 2 or Advance 2, which originally was called Advance 2 because Tactics 2 was actually on the Game Boy Advance, but we might be getting both games on the PSN. Now, hopefully, I hope to God that the Final Fantasy VIII, since I'm more hyped for 8, does not end up being $20 like 9 was, because I can't really go pay another $20 like that. Especially for the cost of getting my, ears pierced and, other stuff, and car fees, royalty fees, bills, all that good stuff. I mean, hopefully, I'll probably put it to a PSN card, but it's like, I don't think anyone's going to want to pay another $20 for another Final Fantasy Classic that you can play on the PlayStation, or get cheap on Steam. So, I don't think, I don't think it's going to be a good idea for 15 to be $20 like 9 was. Unless they included costumes for the Cydia, icons you can use for your PS, which is your PlayStation avatars, etc., etc. That's the only way I'd actually pay $20 for this. And if it comes with a God modding mode. But otherwise, I hope if they do that, they give you a whole entire package. Because they kind of cheated me a little bit out of Final Fantasy IX. Don't get me wrong. I had the PlayStation 4. Ooh, shit. I had the PlayStation 4 theme, don't get me wrong. I had the PlayStation 4 theme of Final Fantasy IX. I had the Final Fantasy icons. Matter of fact, you could probably see one right below under the side video right there of Amaret. So I have, got some stuff, but I didn't think it was enough stuff. It's since Dissidia's out, I don't see why you don't throw the Kingdom Hearts Squall as a bonus if you buy the Final Fantasy VIII PC edition for the PlayStation 4. But, you know what? Besides price tag, let's talk about why this is good news, because now we got Final Fantasy VII PC, Final Fantasy VIII PC, and Final Fantasy IX PC, so you get all the PlayStation 1 classics that everybody loved on there, and you could stream these. These are streamable console versions of the PC versions of the classic PlayStation hit titles, Final Fantasy VII, VIII, and IX, so this is really good. Plus, I love those games. Like I said, those were the first Final Fantasy games I've actually got to play was 7, 8, 9. But I fell too hard in love with 7, as you can see. Now, for Final Fantasy Tactics Advance 2, I have not gotten that game. The only Tactics I've ever played was Final Fantasy Tactics 1 on the PlayStation 1, which I gotta say is one of the best games too. It's really funny how it is, but the PlayStation 1 Final Fantasy games were the best Final Fantasy games. I just gotta arguably say that, with my biased opinion. It was arguably one of the best games, there. So, pretty much, but that's the only Tactics I've ever got to actually really play per se, so I've not really got to play Tactics Advance 2, so I wouldn't know, but I guess I would buy the game just to see what it's like and stream it. And if it's most likely gonna play like the original Tactics, which I'd be pretty good at because I like the original Tactics. I usually play Final Fantasy Tactics for fun. I play the other ones for story, but I play Final Fantasy Tactics for just fun, for just fun stuff, for like really really fun stuff, Even plan to build a Final Fantasy Tactics deck with the Final Fantasy TCG. So, it's really good. It's really good that they're coming out with these two games. Especially for the people who have not played. But I'm pretty sure most people played Final Fantasy VIII. But this is actually going to be refreshing because 8 was another one people loved. And people thought 7 was overrated. They most likely fell in love with 8 or 9. But either way, the fact we're getting all the rest of the PlayStation 1 classics on the PS4 is pretty good. Matter of fact, this is what's probably going to give us patience. This is what's probably going to give us the patience to deal with waiting for the Final Fantasy VII Remake and Kingdom Hearts 3. So this is actually something that's in the good things category. You know, it's something that's in the good things category, which is really good. You know, but if I'm going to pay the large sums of money, then I kind of want to make sure I get the whole entire package for Final Fantasy, Final Fantasy VIII stuff. Final Fantasy VIII is really good and one of my other favorite classics. I love Final Fantasy VIII, as well. Which, to end off the Final Fantasy VIII topic, this is going to be pretty good for at least console. This is actually smart, I was actually hoping for a Final Fantasy collection like they promised, but instead of doing that, put it digitally would be a lot better and it would be cost effective. Meaning it'd be cheaper to do that. Not to mention with the digital content, you get to have a lot. With the digital content, you get to have a lot more. You get to have PlayStation avatars and other stuff they would have put in the game. Throw Leon's Kingdom Hearts costume as part of the Final Fantasy VIII PC edition if you buy the PC edition for Final Fantasy VIII. Just saying. Now for Final Fantasy Tactics 2, this is a good thing too because I've not played 2 at all. I have not played the PlayStation Portable or PSP War of the Lions either. So this would be good for me. I've only played the original Final Fantasy Tactics. So this would be good for me to have more exposure to the Tactics series just to see why people love Final Fantasy Tactics so much. Why it's regarded as one of the highest Final Fantasies out there. This gives me a chance to feel the same hype as everybody else has. Because I've only played the original. And then, like I said, I played only Tactics for fun. Like, if I just want to have some fun, kill some time, day off work, put in my PS3 or PlayStation 1 or PlayStation 2, and just play Tactics for like 3 hours. No big deal. Which, this is going to be good for people to get newer fans. People who played Final Fantasy 15 or 13 or any of the new gen stuff or even Final Fantasy 14 MMO only. This would be a good way to get exposure to Tactics. And I think as a Final Fantasy fan, that's going to be good exposure because Tactics is a good game. I'm not going to say it's one of the best because I personally will love 7 all the way until I die. Obviously, that's just how I am. You're not going to be able to change that. But nonetheless, Tactics is a really good game. And I think you can't really call yourself a good Final Fantasy fan without at least playing one of the Tactics games. At least playing one of them. It don't matter if you play the classic PlayStation 1 like me, or the other, or War of Lions, or Tactics 2 Advance, and this is going to be good because this will introduce the new Final Fantasy fans into something that was really good. So this is actually a good thing, and you know what? I also got to thank Dissidia. Sure, Dissidia didn't become big huge market deal at all, considering the choppiness of the game, but we do got to thank Team Ninja's involvement because since people are playing this, since there's a fan base for Dissidia, and they're big enough, and they're a big enough fan base to get things changed, because now they're bringing Final Fantasy games, to the PS4, just so we can understand these characters, their backstories, their powers, their lore, and everything. So when we go back to play Dissidia NT, you'll be like, oh, that character's from that one. Okay, that's pretty good. That character's from that series. Okay, well, that makes sense. That makes a whole bunch of sense. Okay, so you gotta really think Team Ninja and Dissidia. Even if you don't like Dissidia, you gotta obviously thank Dissidia for making this stuff absolutely happening and absolutely working, because now we get to have the Final Fantasy Classics on the PlayStation. And from what I'm seeing with this, with 8 and Tactics Advance, it looks like they're putting the classic Final Fantasies back onto there. They already got the 10 HD collection, we got the 12 HD collection. Hopefully they get to the PS3 HD collections with the Lightning Saga as well. Hopefully, but if not, still, we're getting all the we're pretty much going to get more Final Fantasy games before PlayStation 5 arrives, which would be really good, you know. And then when the Final Fantasy VII Remake and Kingdom Hearts come around, people would be extra hyped because they'd be playing Final Fantasy and be immersed in the lore and the culture of Final Fantasy and what Final Fantasy actually is. But anyways, it's like, this is actually really good news. Now, there is no article, so I will say that this could change, but there are rumors. In fact, I will put rumors right into the title just to let you know it's rumors. But if this is a rumor, this is actually a good rumor. This is actually something I'm 100% supportive. I could 100% surely support this stuff. I could sit there and support what is going on. I could support every move Square Enix is making right now. I gotta be quite honest. This is exactly the kind of thing that's good for us, you know. This is kind of the thing that's good for all of us. The Final Fantasy VIII PC edition, just like 9 and 7 was. Final Fantasy Tactics 2, because they're going to take out the Advance in the title because it's no longer on the Game Boy Advance for this port. It's going to be just Tactics 2. And I'm pretty sure it's requested by the fans, because the reason why I think it's requested by the fans is because Rams is one of the most beloved characters to play in Dissidia NT, so even if the Final Fantasy VIII PC edition doesn't come, I'm 100% positive. And if I'm wrong, you can cuss me out and call me any name. You can call me a cuckold if you want and hold me responsible and do a witch hunt of me if I'm wrong about the Tactics coming to the PS4. So, you know, but I'm pretty sure and 100% positive that at least Tactics 2 will come out on the PS4. I'm 100% positive. And if I'm not, like I said, I'm willing to bet my reputation on this. I'm willing to do that. You know? Not that I don't get enough hate as it is on a daily basis. But for the Final Fantasy VIII, I really hope that's possible for me, because I love Final Fantasy VIII. You know, don't get me wrong, I want to play Tactics 2 because I played the original Tactics and I actually absolutely love Tactics. But, you know, I really am hyped for both of these games. And this is more than just a news video, because this is also rumor and speculation. So there's not going to be no article drop below. But this could change. And like I said, I'm betting my reputation for the Tactics at least. Final Fantasy VIII, probably not so much, because they've been, you know, skipping 8 and going all the way to 9 after Final Fantasy VII, which was kind of like, why? You know, the next book coming after Final Fantasy VII was 8, if you remember. But, you know, none of my business. The fact we're getting these games at all should keep us super happy. We should be happy Gilmore. And should be kept busy for a long while. So, I want to say, may the crystal be with you. Hopefully you buy at least the Final Fantasy VIII PC edition. Especially if you like PC games and you're gaming on a new gen console. Or you like Final Fantasy classic games. I hope you end up buying Tactics 2 so you can see how great of a game Tactics absolutely was. So, may the crystal be with you. And I suggest buying these two games if they do come out. And if you do get a good paycheck and stuff like that. And you want to go all the way for some Final Fantasy goodies. So may the crystal be with you. And thank you for watching. And don't forget to support my Twitch, Kingdom 957. I stream there almost all the time I can.